and welcome to a new episode of Dominions 4. We have a lot of things to do. Slowly our research gets stronger. We have now enchantment 5. There's some stuff at level 6. And there are some nice death spells in this school, Thaumaturgy. But let's see. Conjuration, yes. Nice things. There are, funnily enough, a few other good spells in the evocation school, where normally the main combat is. But first let's go back to our plans and finish level 6 construction and power up conjuration some more for more summons. The thing with death is there are all those other summons in other schools, like in enchantment, where most of our evil skeleton spells are, but in exchange there are less need spells in other schools. Another battle time. In this battle, my mammoths will stomp over the enemy. Before this happens, my dudes with wings prevent most of the enemy crossbows from shooting. Perfect battle. Well, most of them can still shoot. And shit, I've forgotten to take a closer look at those units in the middle, and now they are all dead. Oh, that guy was stumped to death. So anyway, where are I? Where are we? Ah yes, it's not that evocation combat spells for death are not good or anything. It's more like you can do some really silly things with, especially the spells from the enchantment school. So if you have a lot of death mages, generally as a player you want to go enchantment first. The combat spells and one spell in alteration, we'll look at that a long time in the future, are also good, because one thing Scalar Spam has lots of trouble with, that's super strong monsters with lots of magical crap attached. But that's all music from the future. We'll take a look at that later. And oh, we actually lost? Well, 95 units of chaff and our priest. Oh, too bad. And the enemy lost 68, but almost all of his mages. That's not good, even if we lost. Well, it's good for us. Ha! It's still annoying that we didn't get the 4 this turn, but without any mages left, we can do this again in a couple turns and then we'll be done with this. Just annoying that now Yomon can recruit some additional units to bolster the defenses. Just not mages. Generally you can only recruit one commander per turn per 4. So even if there's still a lab there to recruit mages with, the enemy will still get one mage per turn, so if you are fast enough you can put a stop to this. And here I'm looking at the survivors from this great disaster. Yeah, getting beaten by the computer here. Considering how brain dead the AI in this game is, that's not really a good thing. Well, the Spion Archer is a bit buffed up. And now we are attacking again before the AI can raise defenses. My main goal is here less to win outright, which is of course impossible since it's a 4 and has to be stormed first, but to now prevent the computer from just bolstering the defenses up again in his free turn. If he was a player, a human player, he would probably do this immediately and let all those dudes I just sent in die a horrible death. But luckily the computer is sometimes a bit stupid with this. Anyway, At least I know for sure that with the units I've assembled here, Yeomon itself will be ours next turn. Well, Snowford isn't really that important, and with the army here in Yeomon, I can go over there next turn and deal with that for. So we are still making progress, just a lot slower than I expected to. This army in my pretender is now sealed for attack, and here are more units, some recruited. Well, all of them recruited, I forgot the force. Several provinces away, not one. If a unit flees, then it's only fleeing to an province right next to it. Even flying units won't flee multiple provinces. It would be quite silly. At least it was impossible for us to, well, almost impossible for us to lose units due to fleeing, because fleeing units only die if they accidentally walk into an enemy province. Since all those provinces around Snowford are owned by us already, all fleeing units survived. The few survivors, at least. Anyway, scripting. Positioning. That is the positioning zone. Oh god. That will be awesome, guys, if there are hundreds of mages to script to. Well, I'm still over there. That battle went better, and I'm now sieging back my own fort up there. Anyway. Yes, that's also a broken open now. Do I have enough units for an immediate storm? And Mikland took over that one fort of Yeomon in the southwest. This means no problems from there. Basically, Yeomon at this point is nearly dead. There are only some stray units left. Everything else is inside the force we are sieging. Ironically, that one storm that failed is now the only free fortress Yeomon still has. And it will be back under siege next turn, so I guess from now on Yeomon is basically a dead man walking. There will be no coming back from this. If this was a human player, there's a high chance the player would have set himself AI now anyway, thanks to losing so hard. Well, and that's it basically for this turn. Research continues, recruitment continues, beating Yeomon into its stupid computer face continues. Still peace with Pangea. Xibalba is long dead. There's peace with Gav, and a non-aggression pact with Bogarus. Miklan is another thing, and Ulm is long dead. Apparently, I remember faintly seeing them to the west of me. Apparently, between Bogarus and Miklan, there's nothing left of them, or they were so far away. There's no contact more with them left. I have to remember to look up what Ulm is doing in the future. Of course, I'm saying this 30 to 40 turns in the future. I make the recordings first and then speak the commentary later on. So this means Ulm is basically a non-entity, since there were more than 30 turns without me thinking about them and without them doing anything of relevance. That is a bad sign. They are at this point probably dead and gone, like Xibalba is. This leaves, funnily enough, mostly friends and allies around me, with the exception of Miklan. I'm guessing if Miklan is still running, then our next target will be Miklan. we will attack those fake fantasy Aztecs, and this will be our first war against a real human being. Well, social interaction was a lot of in the game, just not any warlike interaction between me and other players. There was lots of diplomacy, lots of pacts forged, lots of non-aggression treaties signed, but every time when I attacked, well, it was human yet. I don't want to spoil for the future, but you can already start to guess what will happen as soon as we attack Mictlan. But anyway, there are still some fortresses left to take, and until then... Oh shit, I completely forgot. Yomon is also a strong underwater presence. Now that's troubling, because Yomon is one of the few land nations in this game who have also strong underwater units and mages. So, since Kalom does not have any form of underwater presence, this will a hard nut to crack. I'm guessing I can start with pale ones, since pale ones are amphibious and can fight underwater, but there are also incredibly shitty fighters. Well, until I forge some stuff for my few water magic capable bird dudes to breathe underwater, I guess I have to do with them. At this point I was still undecided, because pale ones are just unbelievable shitty. Really, the only thing they are good for is taking hits like a boss, and their low morale still makes them do this very badly before they run away. Anyway, I see my recording is at an end, so until next time, I'm dead and gone.